Like, take it. Take the colour. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And recently I saw this video online of someone creating very simple, some would say hotel art, out of a graphite stick and a bit of paper. And I actually thought it was quite successful and I thought it was quite interesting, very abstract, and a way of using graphite that I don't think I'd ever seen before. So I was like, you know what, I want to give it a go. I want to try it, see if it actually works. And the thing is, you can never say no to an arty day. I might try a couple of other things as well, because I feel like this might be potentially a little bit boring.
I'm bored.
But don't know, we'll see how we get on. So you might think it's a piece of piss to actually create these effects. All you need is a bit of graphite, some plain paper, and then just kind of rub the graphite over the paper and create these shapes. Well, that's what I thought. I was like, oh, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But no, there has to be very specific materials involved. So you're gonna need normal graphite apparently. Your paper, however, has to be this stuff called Yupo.
You watch your mouth, you little fecker.
Which I'd never heard of before. And I was like, you know, paper's paper, can't be that different. But it is. It's very different. The only thing I can describe it as is it's got no texture at all. It is so ridiculously smooth. And it reminds me of poster paper. You know, that kind of plasticky, not necessarily laminated finish, but like just really silky smooth. It's a very silky smooth paper. And what I find interesting is when I bought this, it was talking about alcohol inks. And I don't know whether you use alcohol inks on this paper and it does something. I don't know, but I might have to try it out in this video. Does it say anything? It didn't really say anything about it. I'm just gonna Google what is Yupo paper. I should have really done this before I started the video, shouldn't I?
You think?
So apparently it's a recyclable, waterproof, tree-free synthetic paper. Yeah, it's good for like packaging and labeling and stuff. Alright. Ah, but it's very good for watercolour apparently. And it's very translucent. Okay, I might have a little bit of a piss around today. But I do want to try the graphite thing first. So, let's grab a bit of this Yupo paper. And then also you're going to need like a soft squidgy surface. So like a newspaper or a towel or something. I've just got my yoga mat. Yes, I do yoga.
Lies.
No, I don't do yoga. I tried it once and it was really hard.
I give up.
But I do use it for exercise.
Lies.
I do. I really do. I genuinely do. So, this is going to be nice and squidgy. I know it looks really dirty, okay?
Disgusting!
It's not because it's dirty. It's just well used. I don't know why it looks like this. It must have so much sweat on it.
Yum.
Okay, so we've got regular sheet of Yupo paper on a smooth, squidgy surface. And then we're just going to glide this along, are we? I'm just going to check that original video. Because I know what I'm like, I always do stuff wrong. I don't pay attention.
Huh? What?
Okay, I think I know what I'm doing. So just drag the graphite. No, you don't need to adjust your screens or anything. Nothing's come off. Get rid of the yoga mat. Oh, it's lumpy now. The table's lumpy. Oh dear. Did they actually use graphite? I feel like they didn't use graphite. You won't even be able to see that on camera. That's not what I wanted. I've ruined that. This paper's really expensive too. And I've only got 10 sheets. I don't have any other graphite. That's the only graphite I have. But graphite's graphite. Unless they're using charcoal. Do you think they use charcoal? This is why we test these things. Because people like to lie to us. Your graphite's very different to my graphite. Your graphite's incredibly soft. My graphite, it's like rock hard. And that's what I would consider to be a graphite stick. I almost need like a pastel of some sort. I don't think my graphite's gonna work. What art materials do I have? Let me have a look. Okay, plan B. I'm gonna try mine with Inktense blocks, but I don't think I'm gonna add any water. Some soft pastels and oil pastels and see which one gives the best effect. If you're gonna try this, don't use a rock hard piece of graphite because it just doesn't work. You're gonna waste your paper. Get the dirty yoga mat back out. It smells like feet. New bit of paper. I think we'll go for these Inktense things, see if this is gonna work. It's working better, but it's very subtle. It's not as like deep and amazing as what theirs was. Try a different colour, add a bit of blue. I've snapped it. No, Inktense ones, they're no good. That's not going to work for this. They're too hard. Take 3, I need one of them little clappy things, don't I? Because this video's not going well. Well, try an oil pastel. I hate oil pastels. They just get dead messy. Really messy. Well, already it's coming straight off onto my fingers, so I feel like this should work a bit better. I keep snapping everything. What is wrong with this?
Everything.
Oh, what's happening today? I'm having an off day. I know I have many off days, but I feel like I'm having an extra off day. Right, finally got a pastel. I'm sorry everyone, I don't know what's happening today, but at least I show you the shitty side of like trying things. Because I feel like some people, they're like,
oh, I'm just gonna try this little thing and see if it works, and oh, it miraculously works.
it's like, yeah, that's not the reality, okay?
This is the reality.
Right, oil pastel. I have a little bit more faith in this one. Okay, right, we're getting somewhere now. Oh, I'm feeling this a lot better. You're supposed to just let your kind of body move it. Oh my god, I've done it. Okay, this is what I wanted. I've done exactly what I was supposed to do. There, it's
You throw it away.
you know what, it's very subtle. Like, people would either absolutely love to have that kind of framed on the wall, very minimal and just kind of, you know, simple. I don't know whether I would, I don't know. It feels like it belongs in like a very modern hotel that doesn't have a lot of personality.
Premier Inn. Rest easy.
I feel like that's where this belongs. It's still nice, it's interesting. I feel like the idea is interesting. Definitely go for oil pastel though. I don't know whether graphite's the right thing, unless you're using a very specific kind of graphite. But I have a funny feeling soft pastels are going to work even better. For shits and giggles, I'm not going to go for black, because we know what black looks like now. So let's try. I do love soft pastels. I feel like I don't use soft pastels enough, but they're so nice. They're so nice to work with. Oh, we'll go for purple. The only thing I don't like about them is the texture. Nah. It just makes us cringe. It's got that kind of similar feeling as floral form and like sponge and stuff. Just hurts my insides. Right, let's try some soft pastels. I feel like soft pastels, they may be a little bit too kind of soft and dusty. I don't know, it's not given the same rich kind of fluidity that I wanted. Just add a bit more colour. No, I'm not getting anywhere with this. They're too dusty. They're far too dusty. It doesn't work. You've got that. It's nothing, is it? It's not even like subtle and like a bit nice. It's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing nice about it. It doesn't work. Right. Well, I feel like that was a bit of a shit idea, if I'm honest with you.
I agree.
So since them ideas have been bit shit, I thought I would try something that I feel like is going to be a lot better, and it's going to be pissing around with alcohol inks, because for some reason I feel like this might be fun. So let's see if Yupo paper is good with alcohol ink, and I think it's going to be. I don't know whether to brush it on or just dribble it on and kind of, I don't know, we'll see what happens with this first one and then I'll decide what I want to do. Oh, you can't see what I can see, but what I can see in front of me is very, very sexy. Oh, well, hello. It's about time. Thank you for showing up. Okay, now I can get on board with this. Let me just... I'm so happy that I'm starting to rescue this video, because I was really worried that it was just going to be a proper shitter and it was going to be pointless posting it. But now we're getting into something. Now we're getting into ant territory. And when ant territory comes into play, it just gets wild. I wonder how alcohol ink reacts this way on this paper. Very interesting. It's almost like a flat sheet of resin. You know when you do the kind of alcohol drips into resin? It feels like that, but just on a flat bit of paper. But now the thing is, it gets to the point where it's like, when do I stop? Do I have a stopping point? Should I stop? Because I don't feel like I should now. Has it gone through the paper as well? It hasn't. I'm just gonna add just a good dribble of white, and then I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit. Oh yeah, I am. I know, is everyone getting turned on? I am. Or maybe I should let you see this, instead of me being all selfish and watching it. I forget I create content for other people and not just myself. When do we stop the drips? Do we stop the drips? Do I add more colour to it? This is better. This is a better idea. Take the minimal graphite marks and shove it up your ass. We want colour and we want this. This is what we want. Now this is something I would frame and hang on my wall. Do I even dare taint this and say it's hotel art? Because I feel like it's not. I don't think hotels are this kind of in your face. They don't take risks. They want like a picture of a house or like scribbly graphite. They don't want really intense colours in your face, but I do. This is the kind of hotel you would come to if I had a hotel. It would probably slap you around the face with colour. Like, take the colour. I don't care about you sleeping, just take the colour. Don't care whether you relax, just take the colour. Okay, now what do we do? Because that's really excited us. Oh, I'm so happy something actually happened. Just look at that. Yes, please. Put it in a frame, hang it on my wall. This is what I want. What can I do now? I'm thinking, what about bleach? Because bleach works well with alcohol ink, doesn't it? Right, bear with us 1 second, we're going to do another one. Okay, so second experimenting time. We're going to go for some purple. Paint that on. I am very conscious that I'm wearing a white t-shirt again for an art video.
You stupid slut!
And it's like, why do I keep wearing white for? I've got very bright alcohol inks in front of us, and I'm wearing a very, very white t-shirt. Just like to live dangerously, clearly. It's weird, the paper, there's like Yupo stuff. It almost kind of like sucks the ink into it. It's very unusual. You kind of expect inks to just kind of soak into regular paper and just do its thing. This almost like sits on the top of it and dries very quick, but also penetrates the paper. It's very unusual. Right, since that's just proper eating that ink, we'll add a bit of blue at the top here. Oh, look at that colour. Oh my god. I think I've said it before, mind. I absolutely love it when I find something that works in a very different way than I thought it was going to work. And this is like, it's just tickling us. Very much tickling. You know my creative spot. It's located... I don't know where it's located, somewhere naughty, but it's definitely tickling that spot. Right, so we have like a very nice kind of purple and blue little background thing. You can't appreciate it as much on camera. Even that, just as it is, looks so nice. But I'm just wondering what'll happen if we add a bit of bleach to this. I'm hoping it does something. I'll just start with one little dollop and see what it does. Because some alcohol inks, they work well with bleach, other alcohol inks they don't. I have a feeling this one's not going to bother. I don't think it's doing anything. It might be doing something, it's hard to tell. Sometimes it takes a while. Oh, it is doing something. Okay, so if it's doing something, shall we add more bleach? Oops, that was a bit too much. Bit of bleach at the top. I'm going to run that down. And then, that's doing its thing. What happens if we go back in and just add some like really like big blobs? Quickly do some more running. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you. It's going too quick. This is the kind of thing I get too carried away with though, and I end up just making a mess. And then maybe add some green. Kind of like putting the white in it. I don't even know what I'm doing now, you know. I'm just proper pissing about. Okay, I feel like I'm just getting way too carried away now. Oh, I tell you what we could do. Because I'm not loving that. It feels a bit too messy. What happens if I just take some paper towel and kind of dab? I don't know what I'm doing. I know I'm making a mess. Do I like the mess I'm making? I have no idea. Okay, so the thing is, this is like, it's a lot. It's very busy. It reminds me a little bit of my college days when I was just really experimenting with kind of inks, bleachers, lots of kind of textures and making backgrounds to go back into. So although this is a piece of work that I don't think you would necessarily want, but if you look at that, that would be really cool to kind of go back in and do something on top. It's a very kind of graffiti-esque, just grungy background, and you could easily go back in and kind of draw some buildings and stuff once this is fully dried. And I have a strong feeling this is going to change a lot once it is dry, because the bleach is going to interact with the inks even more than it already has. But it's cool. I kind of like it. It's very textured, very colourful. And I could totally see you going in and doing some sort of illustration over the top of it. I'm just happy I've salvaged this video. I feel like I've salvaged it anyway. I don't know whether anyone else does, but I do. You know, we've gone from this very boring, swirly, blur kind of art to crazy shit like this. Like, excuse me, yes please. But I would highly recommend you go grab yourself a pad of this Yupo paper stuff. I think it was about £8 for a pad, and I think you only get 10 sheets. So it's an expensive paper, but buy some, have a feel. It's different, it's very hard to explain, but it works really well with alcohol ink. If you work a lot with alcohol ink, watercolours and stuff, I think this would be a really good paper to test out, piss around with, experiment, and just have some fun with. And also, I've gone to town on this one with like bleach and ink, and it is absolutely soaking wet, but it is surprisingly strong. It's gone through on the other side, but because I've got stuff on the bottom, but it hasn't actually leaked through. It's a very strong paper, if you were wondering.
I couldn't care less.
But anyway, that just about does it for today's experimental little arty video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you see any kind of arty stuff on the internet that you're like, will it work, will it not work? feel free to send it my way. I'll test it out so you don't have to. And then I might also end up coming up with a way better alternative if it doesn't, because that's what I've done today. As you can tell, I'm very pleased. I'm very, very impressed. I'm not feeling particularly well today either, so I'm kind of happy that I managed to, I don't know, use my brain. I'm very proud of myself. I just took a COVID test actually because I thought I had COVID, but I don't. I don't know, I just feel a bit chesty. Not in like a nice titty way, but in like a tight chesty way. I don't know, I feel like something's coming. Either that, or I did go for a long run yesterday and I hadn't been for a run in about a week, so maybe that's why. Maybe I'm just a bit fragile and poorly.
Oh, poor baby.
But anyway, I'll see you next week for a brand new video. Ah, what a fun day. I wasn't expecting to make this much of a mess, mind. When I go on one, I proper go on one, don't I? I don't just like make a little bit of a mess. Like if you could see behind us and around us, it's just an absolute and utter shithole. And I've only been here like half an hour. How have I managed to make such a mess?